Hey Queen, welcome to my channel where self-care and personal development meets beauty. If you are new here, welcome. It's such a pleasure to meet you. And if you are an oldie but goodie, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here this week. Today, we're going to talk about how maximizing your productivity just by organizing your workspace. Today, we're going to do a deep dive in organizing your workspace and how it can maximize your productivity. But not only that, also how it can have a lot to do with up-leveling your self-image. By now, if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you should know how important it is to have an organized space, especially your workspace. But I'm sure you didn't know that this could also have a big impact on your self-image. When your workspace is cluttered, it can actually make you feel stressed, overwhelmed, and even embarrassed. But don't worry, I got you. We're gonna talk about some quick tips, some productivity hacks that's going to help you declutter, keep that workspace tidy so that you can be the boss queen that you are. Are you ready? All right, let's get into this next video. Ow. First things first, I'm the realest. I'm just kidding. First things first, let's talk about how we can start to declutter our space. Before you start to actually organize, you first need to get rid of things that you no longer need. This will help to clear your mind and to create more, let's just say, sufficient and effective workspace. So let's start by going through your desk and just getting rid of the things that are just no longer servicing you. So I remember at the beginning, at the top of spring, I wanted to do some spring cleaning. So this little caddy here, it was like full of unnecessary stuff. Pens that didn't write anymore. Paper clips that were just out of whack. A whole bunch of stickies that I thought I was gonna use for something because I used it as a quote unquote notebook, and now I don't even know what the meaning of the sticky notes and why I wrote the stuff in the first place. But I was just holding on to them just in case. You know, just in case. I was just holding on to them. And so I had to have a come to Jesus moment and be like, girl, it's no longer serving you. If you need it again, it will come back to you some way, somehow. You remember the saying growing up, like when you had your first crush and then you got crushed. Your parent or someone you know or love probably told you, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it don't, it never was. So I had to use that concept when organizing, my desk. I know, crazy, right? So once you've cleaned up your desk space, now it's time to move on to other places in your office. So if you are in a traditional office at work, like you have a cubicle, now it may be time to look in the file cabinets, the desk drawers and things like that. Get it organized. If you have a home office like myself, maybe it's the bookshelves, or I have a clothing rack here, I have a cubby hole here. Now it's time to go do those things. Or when I have these drawers here, maybe it's time to move on to those things now that you first cleaned your desk. But your desk is first because we have to do what? The frog. Do the most daunting thing that you don't want to do first. And most of the time it's your desk because this is what you see when you sit down. And I keep doing like this because I'm at my desk. So now that your workspace is clutter-free, it's time to create a system. I know, queen, but you know I love a system. So when somebody tells me a system, I'm like, happy dance. Happy dance. One of the biggest productivity killers is not finding things when you need them. By creating an organizational system, you can soon eliminate this problem. So we're gonna start by assessing the items you need to keep. Now, you know, the assess word actually comes from my personal development plan that I had go live last week, I think. If you wanna know all about that, I'll link it. But we have to first assess assess. We have to come to realize what is, and then we can move on and not be in denial, if that makes sense. So let's assess what's on our desk. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Now, this no longer serves me. I can actually put this somewhere else. I still need it. So let's just say if it was a stack of papers, y'all, I just love demonstration and I don't have anything to demonstrate. But I do have a little stack of papers over here because I was working on some things yesterday. So we have a stack of papers. This really don't belong on your desk. This is like the personal development plan I was talking about. I printed some things. I wanted to edit some things and it's still here from yesterday. So what I need to do, figure out if I still need this. Am I going to use a file cabinet, file the papers away? Am I going to create folders, have them in a place so next time when I'm ready to write my royal development plan, I know exactly where to go and grab it and I'm not scrambling or looking to see if it's in my email and now I gotta print it. It's just wasting time. Systems save you time, energy, and sometimes money. So we have to make sure that we're creating a great system now that we've decluttered and organized. So once you have a system in place, you will be more likely to keep things there, which will then in return stop that pile up from happening like it had accumulated before. So now, system is in place. We know where things go. Boom, boom, boom. Next time, we're able to find it more quickly and easily. Another key component to a well-organized workspace is having a storage solution. So when I was in my smaller office, I had to get really creative at this. Like I had ottomans because in my old space, I had a closet. It was my closet and my office. So I had to get really creative about my storage solutions. So I went and bought the little 3-tier boxes. I was able to keep it cute like a display, but when you open it up, it's tax papers. One had supplies, my staples and all of that. The other one had like my jump drives and all of the tech stuff, but it was a cute photo box. That's what it was. It was like a 3-tier photo box. So when I displayed it in my office, it's cute. It just looks like very aesthetic, but it was a place that I was used to store things. So figure out a great storage solution for you. Also in this office, I have these, I think they're called like some type of hutches, but I'm using them for desk drawer space. And that's where I'm using most things to store now. Gosh, I am getting tongue tied. My brain is going faster than my mouth can speak. Bear with me. But I'm using that now as my storage solutions. Just figure out what works best in your space. Let's just say you're in a work office. Maybe the storage solution is the drawers that came with your desk. Like I don't have drawers on this desk right here. So maybe you do at home. And in that, you may have little containers, little bins, things like that, so that you can actually keep things organized and in a storage. So by doing this, it will not only declutter you, but it will also free up things on your desk that's no longer serving you. So now everything is clutter free and you're able to think more clearly. Now I have an entire video of how I transformed this office space up here. I'll actually link it up here. You can go check it out to see how I transformed this space. But in the meantime, let's go on a little field trip. This is the set that I was talking about. If you like this, I will link it below. But in here, I was able to do some organization, folders, bins, all of that. So I know exactly where things are. I got these little containers from maybe Target or TJ Maxx where I'm able to organize things. Got my sanitizers, my markers, I'm planning, all of that good stuff. And then here is just kind of tech stuff, sticky notes. I know this is a drawer for that. And then my last drawer, I know that this is where my hole punches are, things that I'm mailing out, candles, all that good stuff. And then this drawer is where I kind of have all of my tech stuff as well. And so basically, it's not an eyesore because things are put away. So now it looks really clean and effortless. Okay, and these are the 3-tier boxes that I was speaking of. This is just 2 of them, but I had them labeled. They fell out in the move. But I have papers in here and more tech stuff in here, like extra staples, all of that stuff. And then this is just a bookshelf that I wanted to add some personal touch, just so that when I am filming, I can switch my background up if need be. And then I have these little cubbies where I store things. I'm really not liking that, but I don't know what I want to do with this space yet. So for now, it's just serving as a storage for my bags, and I have things in there. And then this little spot here is kind of like my printing station, shipping, all of that good stuff. And this here is my second storage solution, and this one here mostly contains things related in my beauty business. So when I'm mailing out products and things of that nature, I have all my sticker labels, things of that, note cards to write on, to thank my customers, sample bags to ship out, and then actual mailers here. They're all in this drawer, different mailers. And then here we just have more samples when I want to add to their order, all of that. And then the actual shipping supplies are over here. I'm really low, I gotta get some more, but that's that. And then more bags and things like that for my business. So now that I've given you a tour of my storage solution and how I organize things, let's move on to another detail piece that I love is personal touch, what you add to it. And this could really come in handy, especially if you are in traditional workspace, like you go into an office, you're in corporate America. Now you get to be in a space and it feels more so like home when you're not in home. So I don't really have like a lot of like pictures of my family and all of that in my in-home workspace. I'm an engineer by day. So when I had to go into the office, there were sentimental things there. So when I'm there, it actually feels like home, which makes me feel more comfortable. And then in returns, boost my self-image, boost my confidence. And so I was able to stay on track and just get more done just by adding some personal touches to my workspace. But since I'm home working, instead of having like pictures of my family, because like I see them like all the time now, I do have like quotes and things that motivate me. I created this manifest, what is it called? It's like a magazine cover that I added like whatever I want. It's kind of like a vision board slash magazine cover of who I want it to be and what I'm becoming. I made that, and that's one thing that I am gonna add to my desk. I want to wait till I buy a cute frame, but that's one thing that I want to add to my desk just so I can see my yearly vision on that magazine cover. This girl is becoming, and I can look at it when I'm working. So that's a good touch. But quotes, things that motivate you, things that inspire you, they're always good to add. But don't go overboard because this can easily turn back into clutter. I mean, I've walked past some desks in corporate America and it's just like, wow, like so much stuff. I'm like, how can you think? How can you concentrate? It's just so much. So don't go overboard. Keep it simple, keep it classy, keep it cute, queen. You know how we do. Finally, let's talk about how having an overall clean and decluttered workspace can actually increase your self-image. When you have a clean and organized workspace, it can actually help increase your confidence, boost your self-esteem. You will feel more in control, which in turns make you level up, feel like the boss queen that you are. Plus, it will make you look good in front of your colleagues and coworkers if you go into a traditional workspace. Or let's just say you work from home like myself. When you get on Zoom, they see this really pretty aesthetic background or clean background, and you are really looking good to your peers, and you just may be an inspiration and a motivation to someone who actually sees your workspace. By taking the time to create a clutter-free workspace, you are not only showing that your colleagues that you're serious about your work, but you're also showing yourself that you're serious about your work. And that's what matters the most, because we can be our own worst critics most of the time. And so just prove to yourself that I'm that girl. Even if you've been telling yourself for years and years and years that you're not that organized person, you just never been that person, you don't function that way, you're more of a creative, you just need to flow and be in the mix. We're not doing that. I've known some creatives who decided to be more intentional about their organization and how things are and start to track things, and they became better. So let's work on becoming the best version of ourselves. So take some time and organize your workspace today. Yes, I said today. But if not today, make some time before the month is out to organize your workspace, and you will see how this will tremendously increase your productivity, but also your self-image. And if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs thumbs up, subscribe, share with someone who you think this will help. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, I'm sure you will like this one. All right, see you next week. Bye for now.